Meeting the Driehook Hoërskool to assess the way forward. The community of Vanderbjilpark on the Vaal is still trying to come to terms with the tragic incident that occurred on Friday. 4 learners at Hoërskool DrieHook died after a structure collapsed. 20 others remain in hospital. Trauma counselling services are being held for those affected. And our reporter Hasina Gori has this report.
It's a somber mood here at Hoërskool Driehook in the Vaal, where 4 pupils passed away on a Friday after a fatal incident at the school. A walkway which connects 2 buildings collapsed, trapping tens of pupils underneath it. We know that still 20 pupils are in hospital, but this morning we spoke to many pupils and their parents as they returned to the school this morning to receive some kind of counselling and to give support. The community is still very shocked by this incident. With me to speak on some of the latest developments is the Gauteng Department of Education spokesperson, Steve Mabona. Good afternoon. Thank you for speaking to us. Can you tell us, this morning we're here outside the school and we've seen parents as well as pupils returning today to receive trauma counselling. Here, many are still shocked. As a department, what other kind of support is being given to these families?
Well, I guess we have already, interacted with the public that today the school will not be, continuing as planned, but then there will be trauma counselling. As we have witnessed that it has begun. Every social worker, every professional that can do counselling is on board. We even received support from, private sector. People volunteered their service to come and do this service. Quite overwhelming support that we've received, and we acknowledge that. And, moving forward, we will just make sure that we continue with the process of counselling, because that's what is important for us now. We have structural engineers who conducted some, structural assessment yesterday. Those ones belong to the school. They will be working in conjunction with the Department of Labour.
We're talking about the structure, and that is what caused this incident. We spoke to some pupils that said that they were actually noticed a few days before that the walkway was breaking. Was the department aware of that?
No, look, the schools have a responsibility to make sure that they maintain their schools. But this school, and when you go through it, you can see that this school is a well-maintained school, because there's some money that we transfer to all our schools for maintenance. And really, when you look at the entire school, you can't blame the school for not maintaining. So structural defects, those with the naked eye, it's difficult for you to can see that. And it's only structural engineers that will be in a position to say, because this building was built in this fashion, probably that's why it will be falling, because of reasons that they will know in the construction jungle. They will know on how this has been affected by the structure.
By when will the Department of Labour be able to give an assessment on the structure and the stability of the school going forward?
Look, we are having a meeting around 11, where there's an expectation that Department of Labour should be, represented, because they know about the meeting, and we will be in a position to interact further with them on the latest developments. But we know that the structural engineers that came on weekend, they confirmed that the admin block, the hall, and your gymnasium building, that it's a safe building to operate, and they've identified classes which are, your just ground classes which don't have any staircase. It's about 6 classes that they've identified, which if you have those and the classes that are in the gymnasium building, you can still accommodate your grade 12 learners, because that's our priority. I mean, we have 6 classes of grade 12s, so we should be in a position, if we were to commence with curriculum, but looking at the stability in terms of their mind frame of the learners, then we should be in a position probably by next week to commence with the curriculum.
We know right now that the number of the death toll is at 4. How many pupils are still in hospital receiving treatment? Do we have a number of that?
We have 20 learners that are currently at the different hospitals. You'll remember that on Saturday, while we had 20, one learner was admitted during the day because of back pains. Is the learner that was not in the hospital, coming straight from home to be admitted, and that rose the number to 21. But then later at night, when that one passed away, then we went back to 20 learners that are in hospitals. So we are hopeful that the attention that they are receiving, probably they will recuperate and be in a position to can come back, in the schooling environment and, continue with the process of learning.
Do we have an idea when will the burials be of the 4 learners that had passed on, as well as memorial services that will be held for those that have left us?
Look, that will still be confirmed by our interaction with the families and the school. Like as I've indicated, we have a meeting shortly, which will then be paving a way forward on what is the latest development, how are we going to be managing all the memorial and the funeral services.
Thank you so much. That was Steve. We'll let you leave for your meeting at this moment. But right now, as you can see behind me, the community has come out here to give their support to the families as well as the pupils at the school who have lost some of their best friends, their family members, as well as just pupils that they were in class with. We've seen various different political parties such as the Democratic Alliance as well as the African National Congress who have come out here also giving support. We also saw pupils from other schools coming here to lay flowers as well. Right now, what is going on inside the school is various parents are coming here with their children, coming to get some kind of closure, some kind of support when it comes to trauma counselling, because many of them are still reliving the memories of what happened on a Friday